filter. Okay, so this high pass filter and a low pass filter, we are doing it with respect to using a op amp. Okay, with respect to op amp. So already I have told like what is a op amp. It is nothing but a operational amplifier which is used to amplify the signal. So that depends on the type of the application here. So you can see here, this is a op amp circuit or op amp IC. Okay. So the name of this IC is 741. Okay. Mu 74 or mu A 741 IC. So basically we are dealing with the pin number 2, pin number 3, pin number 7, pin number 4 and pin number 6. So these 5 pins are very important to identify the connections in the circuit diagram. Okay, so this is what about the op amp. So pin number 2 is nothing but it is a inverting pin. Pin number 2 is nothing but a inverting pin, and pin number 3 is non-inverting terminal or non-inverting pin, what we can call. So what is that? Pin number 2 is inverting, pin number 3 is non-inverting terminal, pin number 7 and 4, okay, they are given as minus VEE voltage and plus VEE voltage, or it is also called as minus VCC and plus VCC voltage. So here we are providing both the voltages here, that is positive voltage and a negative voltage. So you can see here, this is pin number 4, okay, pin number 4 and pin number 7. Pin number 7 I had given plus 15 and pin number 5 I had given minus 15 volt. So this is with respect to circuit. Again there are a mu 741 IC which also operates on plus 5 volt and minus 5 volt voltages also. So for your lab purpose we are using this plus 5 volt and minus 5 volt for the op amp. Okay, so now this is what a active low pass filter what we are going to see. In this there are two types of circuits again. One is active low pass and another one is active high pass filter. Okay, so we are going to design this active high pass filter, active low pass filter, and plot its frequency response to certain value. Okay, so we can see here op amp, what are the components equipments required or components required here. It is mu 741 IC, which is we need it for one quantity. We need resistors and capacitors, that is as per the design. Why we have written as per the design? Because it depends on the cutoff frequency. It depends on the cutoff frequency for what we are designing the low pass filter. So depending upon the frequency what we are designing, based on that we are going to use this values of resistors and capacitors. Okay, then as usual again we are going to use what? CRO, probes and signal generator. Signal generator we are using it for purpose of providing the input voltage, and regulated power supply to supply a power for this 741 IC, and breadboard and connecting wires, you know the purpose of this. Okay, so that is mounting the components on the base. So let us see the design part here. How is the design? So they'll be giving you the gain here. Okay, the gain of the amplifier or the gain of the filter. So the gain given here is 1.586. Okay, it can be any value. They can even give you 1 volt, 1, they can even give you 10. So whatever the gain value they'll be giving here in the problem depending upon the gain value, what we have to do, we have to design the amplifier, or we have to design the filter. Okay, and the cutoff frequency what they had given here is 5 kilohertz. So you can see here two values are given. One is gain Passband gain. Passband means it is allowing that value of gain signal, and cutoff means it is the cutoff frequency to which we are going to design a filter. Okay, so then you can see here a formula, that is AV is equals to 1 plus RF upon RA. So this formula is like you have already come across this formula. In theory, we come across like A is equals to A upon 1 plus beta A, something like this formula. Okay. So here you can see this is with respect to filter. Okay, this is with respect to filter what we are designing for a cutoff frequency 5 kilohertz. Okay, for a cutoff frequency 5 kilohertz. Now you can see here this is AV is equals to 1 plus RF upon RA. So assume that RF value. So assume RF value is 10 kilo ohms. So we know the value of gain. Substitute the value of gain here, that is 1.586 plus 1 plus 10 kilo ohms, which is already assumed here. And we have to find out the value of RA. So once we substitute all these values, we can find out the RA value. So we'll be getting now the RF value and a RA value. So these are the feedback element values. Okay, these are the feedback element values, or the values of the resistors which are connected through a feedback resistance. Then the next thing we are going to check with the cutoff frequency. And with this cutoff frequency, we are going to find the remaining parameters, that is R1, R2, C1, C2. Okay. Now this is the formula here what we are using, that is FH is equals to 1 divided by 2 pi root R1 C1 R2 C2. So let us assume like R1 is equals to R2 and that is equals to R, and C1 is equals to C2, that is equals to C. Okay, so ultimately then the FH frequency cutoff frequency formula becomes FH is equals to 1 divided by 2 pi RC here. Okay, so after that what we are doing here is we are assuming C value, that is the capacitor value, which is 0.1 microfarad. Okay, now this R is equals to 1 divided by 2 pi FHC. Okay, we are altering this equation here. We are sending this R to left hand side, and we are getting that frequency to the bottom side. Okay, so after doing this calculation, we have find out R value, that is 318 ohms. So since 318 ohms is not available, we are going to use a standard value, that is 330 ohms. Okay, so with this we come to know that the value of R1, R2 and R is nothing but 330 ohms. Now since we have taken C1 is equals to C2, okay, so the value of C we have taken it as a 0.1. So C1, C2, that is nothing but C is equals to 0.1 microfarad. Okay, so this is what about the design part of the circuit. Okay, so what we had got here, the gain is already given. Okay, the gain is already given, frequency is already given, that is cutoff frequency. So we have to design the low pass filter for this cutoff frequency. So this formula is known to us. Assume the value of RF and assume the value of C. So these two values we have to assume, and we are going to calculate the RA value, and then we are going to calculate the R1 and R2 values. Okay, so with this is what deals with the calculation part of a active low pass filter. Okay, now you can see here the circuit diagram. Okay, I hope it is visible. Okay, so this is 741 IC. Pin number 2, that is inverting terminal. Pin number 3, that is non-inverting terminal. So it is identified by plus symbol, and inverting terminal it is identified by negative symbol. And this is pin number 4, pin number 7. Pin number 4 is given with the negative voltage. Pin number 7 is given with the positive voltage. And this is pin number 6. So 6 is nothing but the terminal where we are fetching the output voltage. Okay, that is output voltage. So this is what the circuit diagram here, and this part whatever is drawn here, this part is nothing but a feedback network. This part is nothing but a feedback network. So this RF and RA are the feedback elements which are connected with the op-amp, where a part of the output is fed back to the input again. Okay, so in order, why we are giving this feedback here? So that whatever the input we are providing here, that has to synchronize with the output, or the output has to synchronize with the input. So if at all any small change is made in the input voltage, that has to result proper changes in the output. So for this we are going to connect this feedback network. Okay, so as we have from design, we have calculated RA value, RF value. Then this is R1 and R2. Okay, we had assumed C value and we had calculated the R value, where R is nothing but that is equals to R1 and R2. So we had come across the value after calculation, that is 330 ohms. So C also we had assumed that is 0.1 microfarad. Okay, so 0.1 microfarad is nothing but it is a value of C1 and C2. So input voltage we had set it to 5 volt. 5 volt peak to peak. This is the input voltage what we have to set through a signal generator. Okay, through a signal generator. So what is the input voltage we are setting? 5 volt peak to peak. So this is what about the circuit diagram. Okay, now let's move to the connectivity part. Okay. So here you can see the IC. Okay, this is the IC, and hope so I cannot show you the connection properly. Okay, because it is connected here now. This you can do it when you come to the college physically. Okay, so I have connected the IC here, the black color thing. This is nothing but a 741 IC, and these two resistors, the resistors which are orange in color are R1 and R2, that is these two resistors. Okay, this resistor is R1 and R2, and these are the two capacitors. Now this is the green color resistor is nothing but it's a feedback. These two resistors are nothing but a feedback resistors. Okay, so you can see here the IC. Okay, this is the IC here. So we have a notch at this point. So from wherever we have a notch, we have to start calculating pin number. So we see that this is there is a notch here. So we'll start calculating from the left hand side. So pin number 1, 2, 3, 4, and here it is 5, 6, 7, 8. So totally this is a 8 pin IC. So this 8 pin IC we are connecting to the breadboard as per the circuit diagram. Okay. Now this is a voltage regulator or regulated power supply, where we are providing a constant voltage to the IC. I have told we are connecting plus 5 volt and plus positive voltage and a negative voltage. So here we are going to connect a plus 5 volt and a negative 5 volt supply. So for this we are going to connect plus 12 volt and minus 12 volt. Okay, because 15 plus 15 and minus 15 is not available here. So we shall use this minus 12 and plus 12 voltage. So you can see here there are two voltage levels, minus 12 volt and plus 12 volt. This is a common. This also we have to connect it to the ground terminal. So I'll on this. So when I on this, 12 volt power supply is provided to the IC. Okay, now this is a signal generator. So as you know, you have already worked on this signal generator. So I am going to set this signal generator by using this amplitude knob for a 5 volt peak to peak. So input is already set for a 5 volt peak to peak. So once this input is set here, so this input is given to the op-amp circuit. Okay, that is a filter circuit here. So you can see here I had connected the input. Okay, this is the input what I have connected. So this is the input signal which is given by the signal generator, and this is the output terminal. So output I have connected it to CRO. Okay, I'll on the CRO here. The CRO is on. Okay, I think you can see it. Okay, so this is what about a CRO. To observe the output, I have connected it to channel number 1. So you can use either channel here, either a channel 1 or channel 2. Okay, so this you can see here, this is a frequency knob wherein I am changing the frequency here. It is 43, now I am changing gradually. You can see here the frequency is changing, that is now it has become 140, 190, 200, 300. So like this the frequency goes on increasing. So whatever the range of frequency we need, we have to what we can say, we have to adjust with respect to that frequency. So range you can change here. So you can see now it is 43. I'll change the range. It becomes 435 kilohertz. Then it is 0.35 kilohertz. Now it is 4.35 kilohertz. 43. So anyways, you can change the frequencies here, and you can use the signal generator. Okay. Now, initially I'll vary this. You can see here, this is the output. Okay. Now this is the output here. You can see as I go on varying the frequency, the output is going to change there. Okay, so see here I'll be varying the frequency. You can see that there is a change in the frequency level of the output voltage. Okay, now you can see there is the frequency is changing here. I'm going on increasing the frequency gradually. Okay, so you can see the variation in the frequency there. Okay, see, this is what now I am increasing here. So I have increased this, I am increasing the frequency to 160 kilohertz. Now it has increased to 300, 400, 500 hertz. It is 500 hertz. Now I'll change the frequency. Okay, I'll change the frequency. Again, you can see here there is a variation in the frequencies of the output signal. Okay, now the frequency is 5 kilohertz. So I have designed the frequency, the low pass filter for a cutoff frequency of 5 kilohertz. Now as soon as the frequency reaches to 5 kilohertz, okay, you can see there is a variation in the frequency. Okay, so now you can see here there is the signal generator is at frequency value of 2.7 hertz, 7 kilohertz. Okay, now I'll vary this to 5 kilohertz, you can see there is a change in the amplitude. Okay, slowly you have to observe it and slowly you have to vary the frequency. Yes, it is 3 now. Okay, so yes, you can see here now it is gradually decreasing. Means up to 5 kilohertz, it is almost constant. Okay. Now, see here the signal is at 5 kilohertz. Okay, wherein the output is changed now. Okay, now after this, whatever the frequency value I vary, the output goes on reducing. Okay, you can see here, I'll just vary the frequency here. Yes, you can see here the amplitude of the signal is going on reducing. Going on reducing. So initially it is okay. Initially it was constant and then it started reducing. So this is what we can see here in the graph. So you can see here, this is the graph. Okay, this is a graph of a high pass filter. So this has it is nothing but gain versus frequency. So up to this cutoff frequency FH value, what happens? Even if I go on increasing the frequency, the gain remains constant here. The gain remains constant. Till what value? Till its cutoff frequency. Now once the filter reaches to the cutoff frequency, what happens? The gain starts reducing here. Okay, so means these are my lower frequencies. So it allows only low frequency signals. So what the frequency greater than this FH is treated as a high frequency. So that is the reason why after 5 kilohertz, what is happening? There is a decrease in the gain. So this graph we need to plot. So there is an observation table here. You can see input voltage is nothing but it is a 5 volt peak to peak. Okay, it is 5 volt peak to peak. Now frequency you have to go on varying. You can take any frequency like 10 hertz, 20 hertz. It depends on the way how you take the readings, so that the graph has to be plotted in a proper way. Okay, so this is how we are going to increase. So check this up to 5 kilohertz, and after 5 kilohertz note down some 2 to 3 readings. 2 to 3 readings. Simultaneously, when we go on increasing the frequency, we have to note down the output voltage also. So output voltage is nothing but we have to note down the amplitude of the signal. So once we get this V0, okay, so Vi already we have. So it is ratio of V0 divided by Vi, we get a gain, that is AV. Okay, so then we have to calculate the gain in dB. So to calculate gain in dB, we are using 20 log AV. Okay, because usually the gain is plotted in the graph with respect to decibel. So that's the reason why we are calculating the value in decibel. So like this, you go on changing the frequency and note down the output voltage. So once you note down the output voltage, after that take the output voltage, divide it by the input voltage, then we get a AV value here. So then calculate using a calculator, the log of this AV will be giving you the gain in dB. So hence the result here we have to write the result here. That is the cutoff frequency FH, whatever the cutoff frequency we have designed. This is designed for 5 kilohertz. Okay, and practically where it is varying we have to note down. So usually it has to vary, ideally it has to vary for 5 kilohertz. But practically sometimes it is not possible. It may vary from 4.2, 4.4 something. Okay, some kilohertz. Okay, that is because of so many drawbacks of the electronic components. Okay, then calculate the AV theoretically. Okay, calculate the AV theoretically and practical also. Practical means what? This EV value will be calculated only at 5 kilohertz or where the signal is reducing its gain. Only to that value we have to calculate. So the role of and theoretical and role of practical is nothing but 3 dB less than the gain. So plot this can be plotted only when we are able to plot the graph with the values. So we have to take 3 dB less and then we have to calculate the role of theoretical and practical value. So this is what with respect to the low pass filter. Okay. So I'll stop sharing the screen now. So you want to view anything?
No, sir.
Was it clear there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I shall stop the sharing screen here. Okay. Fine. Then in the next class, we'll see the what the high pass filter. Okay.